Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
Hello and welcome to the Popternative podcast. This is the podcast where we have digital discussions from the worlds of TV, film, music, pop culture, social media, sports, everything really. Depending on the guest, we talk about it all. As always, I'm your host, Peter Remoliotis. And on social media, you know me as PD Beats. My guest is a musician. He played the first ever Popternative Fest on Instagram Live. We are with Justin Magnaye. Justin, welcome to Popternative, man.
Thanks for having me, brother.
I had to plug that in. That was history. It was the first ever live music festival I've ever done. And you came in as a pinch hitter.
Wow, I actually didn't know that was the first one. It felt so natural.
I mean, I've done Instagram Lives before, but yeah. I mean, it was fun, man. It worked out. I still have to post your performances. They're in the queue. But you have an amazing voice. You're a talented guy, man.
Thank you, dude. I appreciate that 100%.
So when did you kind of get involved? When did you start? When did you decide that music was what you wanted to do?
From a young age, really. I mean, coming from my Filipino background, all we used to do growing up was have parties. And I don't know if you really are familiar with the Filipino party scene, but all we do is eat and karaoke the entire night until someone passes out. I
love karaoke.
Yeah, karaoke is a great time. So I grew up having, my parents' friends over at the house all the time and we just sing whatever. And when I guess one of my mom's friends really was oh, he's got a nice voice, when I was 4 or 5 years old, just having fun. And then I think when I was 10 years old, I decided to actually learn how to play the guitar. And that's basically when I was yo, this might actually be special. I kind of want this to be my life. And I grew up being on the stage, absolutely loving the spotlight, doing theater, musical theater, especially that's really where my roots come from.
Absolutely. You have some new songs out.
I do.
And they're inspired by a TV show called Outer Banks.
They are.
And it's it's no surprise that you really enjoyed that show.
Oh, I enjoy it thoroughly. I've seen it almost 16 times now. Quarantine's got me bored, and I'm honestly I'm happy I'm under lockdown and school was made online, because if I wasn't home, I probably wouldn't be have watched the show.
No.
And I was honestly in a rut and in this depressive, motivationless state before the show came out, and I wasn't able to write anything genuine and until I finished the first run through. So that's honestly
absolutely. I'm just happy that I got to break it to you that Maddie Klein put you in her story. That was kind of cool for me.
Dude.
Because I'm how did you not see that? She did it 6 minutes ago.
So I have my Instagram notifications off. Okay. So if someone was to give me a time or whatever, I'll obviously check it around that time you did today. But yeah, I have my Instagram notifications off, and I decided to go for a run, and I was yeah, I'm probably gonna give up on trying to get the cast to listen to my song. And then I come back home drenched, right? Just sweating because it was so hot out that day. And I was oh man, all right, I gotta go on my phone. I have to check my emails or whatever. But I decided to go on Instagram first, and all I see is I got 56, 57 unread messages check Madeline's story, check Madeline's story. I was all right, why? And then she reposted my acting video, and I was oh my God, this is serious. She actually saw me.
No, it's crazy. And I was talking to Gary Weeks, who played Luke JJ's dad on the show, and it hasn't even been a month since the show's been out yet.
Dude, I know.
And it's it's pandemonium, man.
The reception's insane.
Yeah.
I knew when I saw it the day it came out, I knew, this was gonna get big. And being me, I wanted my friends to see it, be
yeah,
yo, I'm gonna put you on the song, because I'm normally the type of person to be hey guys, this is a new song that's up and coming.
Yep.
This artist is gonna get big, I promise you. And then when they get big, they're oh my God, Justin, I knew, you knew it. So I was like, okay, like I'm bored in quarantine. Let me tell all my friends to watch this show. And then like when I like during my run through, I told my friends to watch the show, and I finished, and I was like, okay, this is gonna get big. And then not even a week after, the actors, the cast are blowing up on Instagram. Their social media numbers are insane. Like it's honestly really cool to watch the amount of exponential growth that goes on, behind the scenes.
Speaking of the growth, I mean, you have a pretty healthy Instagram following, around 11,000, and your Spotify streams are pretty amazing month to month. Did you kind of see a little bit of a spike since, Worth It came out and your OBX stuff?
Honestly, I have, and it's a great feeling to know that, just being a part of the community was a great feeling in itself. But to know that my craft and my hard work has paid off to some degree is an even better feeling, because I can relate, people's lives, the fan accounts, the cast members, everyone who just supported the show. I could relate their lives with my life. And I think that's the beauty of being in such a, positive community that Outer Banks has.
Absolutely. Did you kind of see a little bit, maybe it's hard to see, but like, because a lot of people were messaging me about Popternative Fest. They're watching you, and they were messaging me, being like, "This Justin kid is like amazing. Like, where can I get this guy's music?" So like, a lot of people checked you out on Spotify. Did you see a little bit of like a bump after Popternative Fest, or is it kind of hard to say?
It's kind of hard to say, because I think, what was it? Was Popternative Fest? I don't know if it was before or after JD reposted my little remix of his on my Instagram story.
It was before that.
Was it before that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, I did see a little spike then, if I remember correctly.
Okay, good.
Yeah, because like
it was a little PD Beats bump.
Little PD, thank you so much. PD Beats. Thank you so much, PD Beats. No, seriously, like I was like, it rose from like, because you could see like live listeners.
Yep.
And normally I'd have like 6 or 7 at any moment. Like I could just look up right now and see like 6 or 7 people, which is like amazing in itself.
That's like listening to you like right now. That's pretty cool, right?
Awesome. But I think after Popternative Fest, I got like 20, 22. Mm-hmm. And then this morning it was at like 360 at a time. And I was like, whoa, time out, wait. We're on to something here. So yeah, that's just, I'm just grateful, man.
Here's a tricky question, because I feel like I'm throwing easy stuff at you right now.
Go ahead.
I don't want to make it hard.
No, go ahead, make it hard.
Oh, I'm going to make it hard.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Please do.
Before the show came out,
yeah,
you were still a musician.
Obviously, yes.
Do you want to be labeled as the OBX music guy? Or is that something that, like, you like it now? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you like it now, and it's great, and you're doing Worth It, and that Poke Life song that just came out. But, like, at one point, do you see a bit that there might have to be a little bit of a separation? Or, like, what do you think of that? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so the vision that I had, like, going into making the songs was just paying homage to a great show, like, the great people. And, honestly, it wasn't really about, especially Poke Style that just came out like this morning, really. It wasn't about, the show itself, but about the meaning behind the show. So like with Poke Style, yeah, I added, a little bit of video, like audio clips of the cast and all that, just to make it relatable to OBX. But like in the grander scope of the song, it's about friendship and being able to, follow my dreams. Because in one of the lines it said, I asked for luck up in Vegas, searched for fame in LA, but my plan is to be the greatest and I'll never stop till that day. Mm-hmm. Like just being able to, see positive and, being able to normalize, like Chase Stokes, he's saying like normalize mental health, that's his whole brand now.
Yep.
And I appreciate him for that, for coming out and actually speaking about that issue, because I feel like, society needs to talk about that more. It's a very serious issue to me. And my struggle as a musician is I'll always doubt myself and be my biggest critic, because I feel like I can't be the best of the best sometimes. Yep. But with the amount of like reception that the songs are getting, not even just that, but like my family, like being even bigger supporters of me too. And like all my friends, like talking to me and all that stuff, just that community is making me feel like I'll make it. And it's not an if I'll make it, but more of a when.
Yep.
So that's the biggest scope of things. And I tried to separate, OBX from my, vision in Pogue Style, because it's really about, you know, the positive aspect of being someone who, like being an underdog, really. Just someone who doubt himself or herself. It's for everybody.
Oh, absolutely. But you understand where I'm coming from, though, right?
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Because I just had a conversation with my best friend about this actually, literally 2 hours ago. They asked me, shout out Rachel. She asked me like, what's next? And I was like, sweetheart, honey. Like, I know that I'm really like pounding this Outer Banks thing because one, I love it, and two, you know, the people love it. But at the same time, like, if you took out, you know, the voice clips, if you took out me saying take me to the, like, if OBX, like if the chorus was like take me to my dreamland or something, you know, take me to my, you know, take me to heaven, like if that was the hook, it still has the same meaning behind it. You know, Outer Banks as a show really personifies and captures the fact that you can do what you want to do and have your friends with you.
Yeah.
And that's essentially what Pogue Style is, doing it Pogue Style, doing it our way, being able to get to the top our way. That's why I stay independent, really.
No, absolutely.
You know, exactly. Like I don't let a label tell me what to do. I don't let, you know, I mean, I have help from people, obviously, don't get me wrong, but I'm my creator and I want it to stay that way, you know?
For sure, man. For sure. You have some pretty cool artwork for Pogue's Life. Can you talk a little bit about that as well?
Yeah. So I met this. Okay. So I was just scrolling through. Okay. I'm going to sound like a stalker, but this is what a lot of these Pogue accounts do. But you know how people like try to find like nice photos or like new photos or new edits to post. I was looking through the OBX tagged section on their Instagram, and I saw this photo of Chase and Maddie as their characters painted, and I was like, yo, this is some dope art. And her name is Mermazing Brooke. Shout out at Mermazing Brooke on Instagram. She's a wonderful person. I love her so much. I reached out to her and I was like, hey, can you like, you know, paint me and Maddie together? like together. And she's like, yeah, sure. And I was like, okay, hold on. This is like too good. You're going to be like the cover artist for my next song. And she's like, wait, are you serious? I was like, yeah, no, for sure. And so, you know, we're back and forthing on Instagram. You know, I had this vision of what I wanted. I did want that Polaroid of me and like holding like a picture, but I didn't know what it should be. And then she came up with the idea of having the cast in it. And I was like, that's beautiful. And so she just made it in 2 days.
And she just made it and sent it to you.
Sent it to me. And she didn't even ask to like be tagged. That's how like humble and like great of a person she is. Like she didn't ask for any clout.
She reached out to me actually, and she's like, I was chatting with her, and she's gonna make some art of me and Rudy. Like she's gonna take a still from the episode. She's
so dope as a person, bro. And like, she reached out. She gave the cover art back. I edited a little bit just to have like, you know, the text on it or whatever. But then yeah, that was a finished product in 2 days. No complaint.
That's amazing.
Yeah, no.
That's nuts, man. Well, you know what? Thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for everything you're doing right now. Your music's amazing. You have an amazing voice. You're a great person. I'm really happy to see this wave you're kind of riding right now, and I hope it continues for you, man. I'm really happy for you.
Of course, man. Thank you for having me. New songs out, Pogue Style on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, any digital streaming platform. You'll find me on there. Follow me on Instagram at Justin_.
Smile a little bigger, Justin. Give us a little bit more of a smile, man.
Bro, I can't. If I start smiling, I won't be able to talk. Bro.
You are smiling.
Yeah, I know, but if I keep smiling, if I smile harder, it's hard to speak. It's bad. It's bad. No, I'm dying. See, I can't speak.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Thank you so much for having me on your show, brother. Best of luck to you, man. Can't wait to see more interviews from you.
Yeah, of course, man. No, absolutely. So this has been Popternative. YouTube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. Justin Magnaye's songs, Pogue's Life, and Worth It that are OBX inspired are on Spotify right now and other streaming platforms. He has songs also before the OBX era as well that are amazing. He performed one on Spotify on Popternative Fest as well. So check out all his music as well. And until next time, this is Justin Magnaye and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.